So next up is one of our latest investments, Orbo. Combining machine learning and facial recognition, deep tech startup Orbo.ai offers an edge-based virtual enhancement stack for the media and entertainment, manufacturing and healthcare sectors. The visual enhancement stack caters to embedded services, devices, and other edge or mobile devices. We have the founder Manoj Shinde and his team showcasing the product that has been mentioned in the list of 29 revolutionary startups from India by the Pagan Research LLC, a US-based database and intelligence monitor, and in the Indian deep tech startups to watch out for in 2020. Can we have a huge round of applause for Manoj to come on stage? Thank you.
Thanks, that was really cool. Image quality. And one of the reference or the example that I like to give, one of the controversial catch in 2018 of Virat Kohli by Peter Hanscom created a furor online, on Twitter, on Facebook, across the social media. One of the biggest challenges to that catch was the camera could not figure out whether the Peter Hanscom really took the catch or not. Now these cameras have larger lenses where they can actually zoom out 40x or 100x and really give you the perspective of the catch in a zoomed manner. But they couldn't figure it out. Now the reason for that is that this kind of a smaller issue of a catch not being identified can fire coaches, can bring two countries to a war on Twitter, and can also create a furor in the dressing room. Now imagine the quality issue of image, a single quality of image issue can be this monumental. Imagine image quality as a whole can be such a detrimental to the businesses. The conversions wouldn't happen. Now, when we started in 2015, I don't think we had a dream of where we are today. We started focusing on a smartphone camera imaging. That was a very narrow vision that we had, that we will go beyond the legacy image processing or the hardware limitations that we have, and how do we bring AI into the mix? And that is how we started. But within 6 months, we realized that I think the market that we are trying to serve has probably 150 OEMs, and it's not good enough for us to really serve that smaller market. But by then, we've already started taking, working on the IPs on image enhancement. And today we call ourselves a visual enhancement stacks. The amount of work or the research that we've spent in last 3 years, we did not really wanted to go into commercializations right away before we really make the mark for ourselves in building the IPs that we built. So yes, country like India, we spent 3 years like what other fellow colleagues have spent. We had to get into that R&D side of the business and build the capabilities to bring a novel and a capable product out of India. If you ask me who are our competitors out of India, none. But who's our global competitor? SenseTime has raised $2 billion. People in the Indian industry has already started calling Orbo as a mini SenseTime. Not that we've raised $2 billion so far. But the idea here was, how do we take that imaging stack that we built for smartphone cameras and make it available horizontally to across the spectrum? And that's how the journey then evolved from those 6 months to the next 3 years to make this issue or make this image quality issue a bigger issue from across the segment. So be it telecom, be it media and entertainment, or be it healthcare, as we're dealing with today, has these kind of issues creep up day and night. So we build that technology. I just wanted to give you a little video teaser of how a technology really works before and after. Can we have a video, please? were just setting the context of the problem. Thank you. So, with all these use cases or the features that you saw are predominantly being utilized by devices such as mobile phones or laptops. We are powering Intel now. So, Intel is utilizing our capabilities or our products inside their laptops, and hence they're selling it to the Lenovo's or the Dells of the world. You saw one of the another feature, which was defog, which has been adopted by our largest automotive company to identify and remove the fog in real time so that they can do a lane identification while they run the autonomous vehicles. You saw a defog use case even for the surveillance, which is a low-hanging fruit. So most of the cameras that we have in the world for the surveillance are VGA cameras. That means they run on either 480p or a 540p resolution. And that is not good enough resolution to run any kind of AI inferencing on top of it. So hence, you need to remove the fog and enhance the quality. So by all mix of it, one of the key identifier of the this particular video was a technology called super resolution. And that has becoming the biggest force in the Orbo's history, where we take a low resolution video and we convert that into 1080p or 4K in real time. It's been adopted by media and entertainment industry as a large because 90% of the content that we have today is a standard definition content. We have 33 HD channels in the house and 300 SD channels. And why is that? That's not by design, but that's because of the SATCOM cost that we have. And how Orbo can enhance that capability, we can sit directly on the SATCOM, the satellite box, and take the low resolution stream and convert that into an HD or 4K stream. That is how we're powering the media and entertainment. One of the key examples that I like to give is we've recently partnered with GE Healthcare. And GE has been working in the scanning and imaging for last 70 years, that far out time. One of the key challenges that we solved for GE is that we're working on PET scan and CT scan imaging. And in particularly PET scan and CT scan, a customer or rather patient goes through a 4-minute bedding session. And that is how much he exposes himself to a radiation. We are reducing that by 50% of the time by taking only half the slices of the PET scan, converting them into a high resolution or a super resolution imagery, and delivering that message to the rest of the world by saying that this is a big message to the patient. Now they do not have to expose to a larger isotopes or the radiation, and more patients will be inclined to take CT scan and PET scan as we see it. This not only impacts the patient world, but it also impacts the GE's business as well, because if they are the market leader in the PET scan and the CT scan images, they have the existing set of scanners already been sold for last 10 years. How do you improvise the scanners that are already being sold? And hence, Orbo comes into play where we sit on top of GE scanners and provide them an SDK-based implementation so that even the older machine can also take help of our product. One of the other strategic alliance that we've recently concluded with Cisco, and that was mentioned earlier, Cisco has been in the business of networking, but the larger part of Cisco's routers do today is that they stream 70% of the visual content. So either through telecoms, either through CDN, and either through many of these things. We understand visual very well, and so do we understand what the problems of the visual. We are making all the routers intelligent by integrating directly onto the router itself taking the stream, intercepting the data, and enhancing that content, or identifying the degradation qualities of that visual content, so that the customer does not have to call a Tata D2H or a Jio that your streaming service sucks, or it does not really work to my expectations, so that you're reducing and enhancing the customer experience, but at the same time, you're solving a major problem that telecom sector held. This has been happening on the application side. The Netflix could give you a visual analytics, but that is through app. There was no solution earlier that has been built to intercept the data at the network level and give you that kind of capability. That's what Orbo has been done. I wanted to show you some more use cases. Can we play a second video, please? So endless use cases, but we needed to focus on key verticals such as media and entertainment, or beauty and personal care, because of the IPs that we built. But one of the use cases that I like to discuss here, the 5G use case that we showcased, we've recently showcased in Mobile Congress. And what we're doing there is that we're completely managing and optimizing the video backhaul optimization for the telecom world. So that means a Netflix does not have to stream 1080p video from the cloud server. They can stream 540p. It reaches to the mobile edge computing station, and from there, Orbo takes over and delivers a 1080p or 4K. That will save millions of dollars to the telecom world. We are already showcasing the same technology coming 27th in Barcelona, and that is garnering a lot of interest from the telecom as well as the 5G players. So that's us, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, well, feel free to take it outside. Thank you.